Hi, I'm Perry Atkinson, General Manager here at theDove. Hey, check out our other videos and check out our website at thedove.us. Well, welcome to Focus Today. I'm your host, Perry Atkinson, and we are delighted to have with us today Jim Mhoon, who's Vice President of Content Development and Integration for Focus on the Family. And we want to talk to him about a new documentary coming up, Irreplaceable. And Jim, nice to see you. And first of all, thank you for our relationship with Focus on the Family goes back over 30 years. And so we're delighted in all the things you guys do.
Well, thanks, Perry. It's our privilege to do it. We live for this.
Yeah, this is wonderful. Well, listen, tell us about Irreplaceable. You know, in fact, I was back at Focus a little while ago, and this was kind of working on. A lot of people were really buzzing about this documentary. What made you lead up to this?
Yeah, well, it's a big deal for us to do a theatrical release of a feature-length film, and a pretty exciting opportunity for us. You know, here's the underlying premise of this. We know that stable families are the fundamental building block of civilization. And our fear is that we're living in a culture today where many people have lost sight of what that even means, and in particular that it doesn't just happen to be the fundamental building block of society, but it's actually that way because God designed it to be that way. Mm-hmm. So we want to engage our culture in a conversation about family, what family means, whether we as people, is it a social construct or is this something that God has given to us as part of his grand plan and tapestry for humankind. And so when we understand our roles in family and what God intends, we think we do better by living within that design. And we think it's we can know the design and we can live within it. And a lot of people have despaired of that or simply don't believe it.
Well, thank you for investing into this. Now, we do have a trailer. We'll show that in just a moment. But before we do, this is going to be released next Tuesday. Is that right? And how do people view this?
Yeah, so May 6th, 727 theaters around the United States will be showing it, and then a couple hundred in Canada the very next evening. And it's at 7:30 in all time zones. The thing to do is go to irreplacablethemovie.com and click on the Buy Tickets button, and then you can punch in your zip code, and it'll show you what theaters are showing it in the local market. But it is a one-night event on May 6th, and we hope we get a couple 100,000 people out that night to stand up for family. I'll tell you, they'll be blessed by the content in the film and challenged, and they'll go home talking about this, and we'll be talking about it for some time to come. I can promise you that.
All right, Jim. Bear with us. We're going to show here. I think we got about a little trailer, about a minute and a half trailer. So let's play that real quick.
As I contemplate the world around me, I'm perplexed. I've always believed in traditional family. Man and woman marry. They have and raise children. They remain committed for a lifetime. But every day in the media, the life choices of my neighbours, even in public policy, I seem to be told that I've got it wrong.
The biggest change that's taken place in education over the last generation actually has nothing to do with schools, but everything to do with what's happened to the family in the last generation. Dad is just not there on a regular basis. Out-of-wedlock childbirths have gone through the roof. We're at about 40% right now of all births are out of wedlock.
24 million children in America have no biological fathers in their home.
Was divorcing after many years of marriage.
Is it time, Danielle, to acknowledge the end of traditional marriage and embrace some new ideas about romance and family?
So I have to ask the question, does culture have it right? Or is there something better?
But when you finally get past that and you say, no matter what, I'm committed to you, I want to give more, I want to serve more, then that sets a tone that betters the world.
Is there a way to do family that really works? What can we learn from history, ancient tradition, modern psychology, from religion, from other cultures? Might that solution provide a pathway to healing broken hearts, reducing poverty, combating violence and injustice? What if that solution also points to the ultimate question of our need to belong, to be loved, to be part of something enormous and greater than ourselves? Join me on a journey of discovery as we literally search the world for answers.
Well, there you go. Irreplaceable. We have with us today Jim Mhoon from Focus on the Family talking about it, and it's going to be released next Tuesday in over 700 theaters across the country. Jim, congratulations. It just looks well done.
Yeah, thank you. We're very pleased with how the film turned out, and of course we worked really hard on it and put our A-team on it the whole time. But the beautiful thing with this process is we watched how God blessed it and intervened even in the process of this excellent team. Frankly, we can see how God's hand was on it and how he revealed his plan through this film. It's been a fun process.
You know, Jim, the family's been under attack for a long time, and we know all the statistics. You know the drill. Focus on the Family has spent decades trying to strengthen the family. Do you see a hope in the younger generation? Do you see a return to the traditional family?
Oh, yeah. Hey, look, this idea that generations have lost track of God's plan for them isn't exactly new. In fact, you can go all the way back to the story in the Garden of Eden, the whole account of Adam and Eve, and what did they do? They sought their own path. And in fact, Judges chapter 2 tells us that when Joshua and his generation passed away, a new generation came up that did not know the laws of God and forgotten what God had done for Israel. And yet, we know that God's plan has survived all the generations, and we have it now. So really, it comes down to the responsibility of every generation taking on the challenge to reintroduce God's design and God's plan to the current generation. So redemption is available to us. And yes, we think people will catch the vision for family once they understand that there's something really big happening here that's much bigger than just myself and my needs, but that we're in this grand tapestry of God's story. Absolutely, there's redemption, and when they'll get it.
Where does church come into this? I mean, we know God has a plan, but also church activity or church membership, if I can put it that way, church association is a big part of the family life.
Yes, being part of a community of people who share your faith, and frankly, we know that one of the 40 developmental assets that are a great predictor of success of children is whether they have other adults involved in their lives who affirm the values of their parents. Sometimes we need other people around us who help tell our kids stuff that we've told them a million times, but they don't listen to us. They listen to somebody else. We know that. And it's especially important when we get into single-parent homes, for example. So I grew up in a single-parent home. My dad was killed when I was very young. And it was men in the local church, my grandfather primarily, but also men in the local church who took time out to relate to me. And it's not like they were sitting down and giving me instruction. They were just being my friend, they were being my peer, they were taking me fishing, and they were setting an example for me to live up to. And that is very, very important. And the church is one of the primary places that comes into play.
Well, Jim, again, to you and your team there, congratulations and thank you. Thank you for the investment you've made into this. And it's going to be next Tuesday, May 6th. You can go to irreplacablethemovie.com. Plug in the zip code, find out where it's being aired in your area, buy some tickets, take some friends. Who do you want to see? Who do you want to go see this?
Well, I think there's something in there for lots of different people. You know, the couple that has been involved in family advocacy for years will learn things from this film. It'll give them a tool to become even better advocates. But I also think about that dad that maybe has been through a divorce and now he's living separately from his ex-wife and his kids. I want him to come out to see it because I want him to understand that he's not disqualified and that his children want and need a relationship with him. And so this film is going to help him understand just how important he is to that equation and give him some hope for the redemptive process that can happen. And whether this marriage can be saved or not, the point is there's something that they can do that will help benefit their kids, and that's important. And then young people, I hope young folks come out and take a look at this and take it with an open heart and open mind and think about the value of marriage and family and the decisions they're making today. They're gonna pave the pathway for where they're at 10 years, 20 years from now. It's important to catch the vision and to live our lives accordingly in order to maximize the opportunity to have a successful family and live in God's plan in that family.
Wonderful. Jim, thank you. Blessings to you and again the team and all the other Jims on staff there.
Yeah, there's a lot of us here. So, yeah. You don't have to be named Jim, but it doesn't hurt.
Mention Jim and 14 of you come running. All right. Hey, thanks. God bless you, pal. Talk to you soon.
You too. God bless you.
We'll be right back.